Welcome to this third in a series of presentations about printing to Epson printers. And of course, in this particular case, I'm printing to an Epson 2200, and I'm printing to that printer from Adobe InDesign this time. Now, as you recall in our last episode, which was in Adobe Illustrator, we had this document displayed here. We created this document from a Photoshop image, some Illustrator text, and some Illustrator graphics. We then placed this document into InDesign, you see here on the left. So it's an Illustrator and Photoshop combination document inside of an InDesign document. We've then added some InDesign text, just to add something extra to this page for testing. Now we want to print this. And of course, as you saw, they both displayed the same. Let's start with that. How is it that I'm getting these to display the same between Photoshop, Illustrator, and now InDesign? Of course, we go up here to the Edit menu and down to Color Settings as we did in Illustrator. This is critical. I've selected Russell's Settings. As you recall, in movie number 1, we set up these settings in Photoshop. We then named them, saving them over here, and set these same settings up in Illustrator, and now in Adobe InDesign CS we've selected the same settings, so the images display the same across all the applications. Unbelievable. Click OK. Also, moving up here to the View menu, as I did with Adobe Illustrator, I can proof these colors so that it will display the colors as they will print on my chosen paper. Proof setup, custom, target the enhanced matte paper as we've done throughout this project, and click OK and watch our colors display correctly. Excellent so far. Now it's time to print this. Let's go up to File menu and down to Print. This dialog is similar to the dialog we found in Adobe Illustrator. We start off by setting up the page setup here in the lower left-hand corner. The Epson Photo 2200, US letter, and orientation is set correctly. Click OK. As we did in the other dialog in Illustrator, we select Printer here. Remember, this moves from the InDesign printing into the controls on the Epson side of things. As you see here, we're selecting the matte 1440 standard, which we created earlier. And as you recall, if we go through this again, the print settings should be the same: enhanced matte paper, 1440 DPI high speed. Let's check the all-important color management. No color management. Again, we're letting InDesign control the printing and not the Epson in this particular case. We select Print. Again, that does not print, it merely applies this as part of the settings. Over here, under Color Management, very critical, we're going to choose the source space, which is the document. We set that up within the InDesign document settings so that this page is working within the Adobe RGB color space, and the graphics that we bring in and the photographs are also in that space. Here we select the print space. As we've done in all of the other situations, we've selected the enhanced matte MK settings, these settings then coming from Epson, and we're applying them across this image. Excellent. And finally, as we've done in the others, we can save these as print presets, name them, and apply them for future printing procedures. Now what we do is say Print, and this document, through the miracle of science and technology, will print the same way as it did with Photoshop and Illustrator. Unbelievable. In my next movie, we're going to talk about preparing this image to print correctly from Adobe Acrobat.